So Bangor's a fifth generation family farm. So our little vineyard in southeast corner of Tasmania is part of a larger farm. And when we planted the vines in 2010, we were looking for a spot on the property that had a nice aspect, good soil for grapes, a secure water supply, and importantly a lovely vista for visitors. So we chose the vineyard site here.
So when you come to Bangor, you're really getting a unique Tasmanian country cellar door experience. I think the thing that really wows people when they first turn up here is the view. So they walk in the door and they look out, over the bay and over the vineyard and over our paddocks, and it's just a beautiful outlook.
I think one of the key things here is our stories. So because the vineyard's part of a larger farm and we're in an area of Tasmania that's really packed with rich history, the stories that we talk with our guests about is one of the most important things, and it's one of the things guests love the most. So our staff are all local. They've spent a lot of time on the property, so they're all involved and really knowledgeable on our stories as well, so that is a great experience. So of course there's tasting wine and talking about wine, but how the wine fits in with the area as a whole is a great experience for our guests.
All of our growers and the producers that we work with are very as close to the building as we can get them. So our oysters, for example, come from the water just straight out the front of our building, and we have local cheese makers and lettuce growers and everything working with us. So it's incredible local Tasmanian produce that's fresh, and it's all about this area.
So our lamb that we grow, some of those end up in the kitchen. Some wallaby from the farm in the kitchen. Sometimes the chefs like to get out and forage bits and pieces out of the bush, so little samphires and pepperberries. I guess the origin story of the family farming is one that guests love. So one of my great-great-great-grandfather, John, landed as a convict in 1830, and it was him that started the family farming at Bangor. One of the important and interesting stories here is that the property is more than just a vineyard and a farm. We do a lot of nature conservation work here, so there's a big part of the farm, 30%, that's formally conserved in reserves, and we manage those areas for the plants and animals. We have a lot of Tasmanian devils and wombats and swift parrots and lots of Tassie's precious plants and animals, as well as there's a lot of history here. It's the site where Abel Tasman first visited Van Diemen's Land nearly 400 years ago.
So we were fortunate enough to win the Tasmanian Tourism Award for wineries, distilleries and breweries category, which was just such a thrill. The award is about the experience that we give. So when you walk in the door here, it's not just coming and doing wine tasting. It's about a little slice of us and our family and what our life is like. We greet you at the door with a really warm welcome. You can come and do a wine tasting. You can chat to us about our history, about our wines, about the vineyard, about us, about everything that we do. You'll see us as owners and vignerons walking in and out of the building all the time. You can do a wine and food pairing experience, so that you can actually match up some of our local produce with the wine. You can do a tour of our vineyard with Matt. He'll talk all about our history and who we are, how we got to be here. And then you can also enjoy our wine in the restaurant, paired with beautiful local produce. And stories are weaved throughout all of that. We've got stories on our wine bottles. The building itself has stories built into it. So we have historic convict bricks from the cottage of the original landowner here in the vineyard. We have rough sawn timbers throughout the building that were actually milled from the property here. We have stone on our bars that were collected from the paddocks around us. So when you come here, you really get a beautiful little slice of us in our little corner of Tasmania. So in broader agriculture, our product goes out the door and we don't get to see the end user usually, but now we get to meet people every day that come through our door from everywhere around the Tasmania, around Australia and around the world, and it's just wonderful to be able to share a little bit of Tassie with everybody.